sound because there's a stupid bug in OBS, so I need to check and make sure that the sound is working.
What's the FuMP Twitch account? I should tweet this.
We have sound. The FuMP Twitch is twitch.tv/the_FuMP.
I was wondering if there was an underscore in there.
There is indeed. I don't remember why, but there is. Okay, so we are going to broadcast on Dementia Radio now, because we are clear, because Professor Incubus has the week off. And recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by TheFump.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice!
Hey, Luke Ski!
We have Carla you in the place to be.
I'm here!
And Jace McLean!
Hey.
Welcome to episode 612 of the Funny Music Podcast for March 9th, 2020, or March 10th, 2021. Hellish Rake is the title of this week's episode, and your job, should you choose to accept it, is to work that into our conversations. I'm putting it in the chat so you can refer to it later. We are pre-recording this week's episode on March 9th on Wednesday because MarsCon Luke is going to be traveling, and I'm going to be traveling actually for swim meets and stuff. And actually, Luke, we need to do this for the next 2 weeks too, if that's okay, because next week on Thursday is the swim banquet for Darren, and the following Thursday I have a show. So I'm not going to be available. I'm going to be in Rochester making noises with shoebox. So let's do this.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, I saw The Batman, and I enjoyed The Batman, so there you go.
You might be able to help me out with this. I'd like to come up with not necessarily a comprehensive list, but a list of movies where the sequels have the word "the" in front of them. So we had Suicide Squad, and then we had The Suicide Squad. We had Predator, and we had The Predator. I know there's more.
Yeah, and when it comes to The Batman, it's like The Batman isn't meant to be a sequel to a previous existing storyline. It's like a new set of Batman films with Robert Pattinson as Batman. So that's, I guess, one of the things they could do to kind of set it apart. I know there was also an animated series that was called The Batman. Kind of same reasoning.
Yeah.
And the weird thing with The Suicide Squad is that it's kind of it's like it's a sequel, but it's basically just it is the only time I can successfully see something that has actually managed to pull off having it both ways, where yes, it is the sequel to the first Suicide Squad, but also they're kind of being like, no, this is its own new thing. So don't even forget, don't even see that first movie. You can just jump in right here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of weird, but yeah.
So if anyone listening knows of any other sequels that have just the word "the" in front of them to differentiate them,
well, in a weird, here's not the exact same situation, but there, back in the day there was The Muppet Show, and then there was that sitcom that was called The Muppets.
It wasn't a show; it was just The Muppets.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll think about that and see if I can come up with any more before the end of the show.
I'm just coming up with a bit for it, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. But I just need a 5 or 6. I think would probably be enough.
So what was I looking at my calendar? Okay, so yeah, I did, and basically just working my stupid day job and continuing to work on MarsCon things. And I took today off of work, so that I could basically have this last day to both catch up on sleep, and also make sure I had the time to finish up anything remaining that needed to be finished, and also go to the hair salon and get my hair re-blued. So look at how thoroughly blue I am. Whee! So
You're totally blue, dude.
Yes, I just got back from there, and running to the storage locker so I could double check that there wasn't anything there I was forgetting about.
You
so
went full Smurf.
Yes. So, yeah, there's some other things I want to talk about, but I'll save that for the funny music news. So what have you been up to since last week, Devo Spice?
Well, I finished Kyle's CDs. Those are en route to Minneapolis, unlike me. Last weekend, I took the kids up to Vermont skiing with my sister and my brother-in-law, which was lots of fun. We went to Bromley, which is a mountain that I didn't know if I had been to before. And then when I got there, I recognized it. So I was like, I would definitely been there at least once before, like probably in high school for a school trip. But that was fun. Did some fun skiing. And I went into the terrain park for the first time. I actually went up on jumps and boxes and stuff. That was fun. So nearly 50-year-old dude going into the terrain park for the first time. That was probably not the smartest idea I've ever had, but it was fun. I saw Studio 666, which is great if you're into those horror comedy type movies. Much more gore than I was expecting, and very well done gore too. And it was quite funny. Not the best movie ever. The Foo Fighters are clearly not professional actors, but it's funny. They do a good enough job to carry the movie. And other than that, just working my ass off because somebody grossly underestimated how long it was going to take us to develop this website. So once again, I'm going to be up all night because I got a deadline. So that's really all there is for me. Jace, what have you been up to? It's been a while since we spoke to you.
Yeah. I've been very, very busy running a record label, as I do.
Is there any way you can be louder?
Oh, yes. Here you go. Is this better?
That is better.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been running Needle Juice. Oh, that's a little loud.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I've been, let's see. Well, I've been dealing with, the thing I'm currently dealing with is trying desperately to get digital distribution for a release that was supposed to come out on streaming platforms on Friday, but I've been dealing with a lot of hurdles getting it uploaded because digital distribution is now a terrible, archaic corporate system of robots that think they know better than you how to put your music up.
Is this a similar story to what you guys went through with the Worm Quartet's the Pac-Man EP?
It's a very similar story. It's a very so basically what happened is the artist, a different label previously released one of the tracks on this album by this artist, and they put it on a compilation. But when they did it, they put it under his personal name instead of his band's name. And since we're putting out this album under his band's name, the band is called Multibird, by the way, they wouldn't allow the track to go up being on the Multibird name instead of his personal name.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's really, really stupid. So now, the whole album can't go up because one of the tracks was previously released. And it's not just that it was previously released, but that it was previously released under a different artist name by a different label on a compilation album.
So, suppose I do a cover of that song. Am I not allowed to release it because I have a different name?
Well, you can do a cover of it because it would be a different recording. But since this is the exact same recording, but then we're trying to upload it under a different artist name than it was previously at one point uploaded under, that's where the problem is.
So here's what you do. You open the WAV file, you save it as an AIF file, save that as a FLAC file, and then save it back as a WAV file. It'll change the bits around enough that it might not recognize it, but you won't lose any data because they're all uncompressed formats.
Oh, interesting.
That plus, at the very beginning of the track, you add yourself yelling as Brack, "Boy, do I like beans!" And then you save it, and then it's a different recording.
I like Luke's idea better.
Yeah, Yeah, then it's technically a different recording. You're right.
I honestly have no idea if my idea would work or not, but worth a shot.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a thing you can relate to. Given how
Oh,
much
totally. Yes.
stuff you got to upload.
Yes, digital distribution has really become a hellish rake.
You know, I remember back in like 2007 where like you could just upload anything and it was like Wild Wild West.
Right.
And now
yeah.
they have all these like rules about what can and can't be on your album cover and how your song titles have to be and all this stupid shit.
I'm gonna start a new band called Metallica, but one of the L's is gonna be a 1, and
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna upload their whole catalog and collect all the money.
Yeah. And of course, with the Worm Quartet situation, that was funny because what we ended up having to do was they told us we couldn't call it the Pac-Man EP because under their arbitrary rules, it doesn't count as an EP because an EP has less than 7 songs.
Yeah,
Like, that's just what an EP is. If you have more than 7 songs, you're not an EP, and you can't put EP in the album title. So we called it, what was it, like the Pac-Man assortment assemblage thingy
that plays extendedly or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it sucks, but it's great.
Yeah.
So Carla, welcome back. What have you been up to? You are muted.
My dog was barking.
Ah.
I put out my new album on March 1st.
Yoo-hoo!
There it is.
Oh, hey, I have a copy of that.
Oh, sweet. Thank you, Jace.
Yeah.
I do too. Where is it? It's up there.
It has an autograph on it.
Yeah. I did that 2 reasons. A lot of people wanted it signed when I did the crowdfunder, and then also my first batch I ordered with no shrink wrap. So then I feel like, well, now I have to sign it.
You might as well.
We're getting very music nerdy tonight about the biz.
Do you have
nerdiness.
Do you have a thing about ordering without shrink wrap? Or because you had me shrink wrap stuff for you a while ago, or was that because you had to replace something else?
I tried. If I'm gonna be sending out to radio, they don't want shrink wrap.
Right.
And so I tried with this other album to order some with and some without, and then they sent them all without, and
okay.
Then people don't want to. People want a shrink wrap one if they're going to have it in a store where they could sign it or whatever. So you can't please everybody, I swear. But anyway, I don't like putting all that plastic out there, but it does kind of, especially with the digipacks, protects it from getting all beat up.
Yeah. It's surprising actually how much that little bit of plastic helps protect the CDs.
Yeah, it really does. The cardboard cover anyway. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of promo with the album, getting it to folk radio and Americana radio because this is a country album, but it's still got plenty of humor. Certainly not mutually exclusive to be country and humor. And I've been getting the reviews have been just all over the wide range of people they are comparing me to. It's like Dolly Parton, Roger Miller, Ray Stevens. It's all over. It's pretty much everybody. So there's no consensus. And the radio play has been like not one song. There's not like one runaway song. It's like people are picking all different songs off the album. So, but I'm just happy they're playing it. I've gotten just wonderful reviews. So it took me a while to put this thing out. My engineers, I swear it's. I know Hellish Rake is supposed to be the theme of the night. It seems to be more of a the Hellish Rake of the music biz.
You keep saying it, I'm gonna keep pushing the button. So
Hellish Rake. So yeah. Anyway, my engineer with his computer got struck by lightning, and then his
God.
Yeah, and he's in New Jersey, so he got hit with the Ida flood, the hurricane, so he got that too. You know, every time he started to get something back together, and then someone in his family, extended family, died. Someone on his wife's side, and it's like, you know, so we just, and none of this. I know the guy. None of this is made up or exaggerated. It's just horrible luck. So it was, you know, should have come out sooner, but I'm happy that it came out when it did. I feel like it was good timing. But when it's happening, when it's getting delayed, that's all in retrospect to say, oh, you know, well, now I see the wisdom of the universe in having this put off. But, you know, at the time, they're like, God, what else is going to happen to this guy? You know, how much more can a man take? So anyway, it's finally here, and I think the timing's good, and I'm real impressed with the musicians, that what they brought to the table. It's just fantastic.
Cool. So you posted one of the songs on this album.
I did.
Give us a quick intro. We'll give it a listen.
All right. This is a little song dedicated to people who like to take things out of context.
All right,
Especially from the Bible.
Here is From the Bible by Carla Ulbrich.
My friend Bob works his job on the Sabbath. He should get stoned to death, but he hasn't. Then there's Jim, got his hair trimmed, me oh my oh. The law forbids, yet he did, he's got to die oh. Then there's Dave, he wanted slaves and now he's got 'em. Had a look at the good book, not a problem. How I wish I could have shellfish, but I'm no Dumbo. Ain't going to hell on the half shell for some gumbo. Leviticus isn't just about being gay, oh. It has got a whole lot more to say, oh. Nowadays, things you say do not apply, oh. Can't pick and choose what you use from the Bible. Couldn't quit, I must admit, what can I say? I tried to change, fact remains that I am left-handed. It's a sin to touch the skin of a pig that's dead, oh. Sorry, y'all, no more football, that's what it said, oh. My sister Rose got new clothes last semester. Now she's forgot she's wearing cotton with polyester. My buddy Bjork ate some pork with a milkshake, oh. Should they be stoned or can we burn them at the stake, oh? Leviticus isn't just about being gay, oh. It has got a whole lot more to say, oh. Nowadays, things you say do not apply, oh. Can't pick and choose what you use from the Bible. Can't pick and choose what you use from the Bible.
Can I get a yeehaw?
Oh,
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
So, congratulations on the album.
Thank you.
As you probably didn't hear, but last week I said this is probably the most country thing to ever come out of New Jersey.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was listening to this album. I'm used to, like, you know, the style of music that you do, and I know you do country music, but this was like real down hard country music, and I was not prepared for it.
Yeah. Well, you are from Jersey, so how could you be prepared?
This is true.
Yeah. I just you know, when I'll give you the whole backstory of this album. I started recording it in 2019, And then I realized I had 2 albums, because some of the stuff was kind of rock and some of the stuff was really country. And it split into 2 albums, and one of them became the Loud album, which I recorded mostly with Steve Goody, and it's way more rock and little pop. And then the other album became this album. And so you know, I just, whatever the song calls for, that's the treatment I give it. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I did wind up with a whole album's worth of country stuff. And if you listen to my first album, her Fabulous Debut, that's the closest one to this album in terms of style. Is more acoustic. I wanted a dobro player for her Fabulous Debut, but I couldn't get one that was available to record during the day down in Columbia, you know, in South Carolina. I couldn't find someone who didn't have a day job who could just drop everything and come record 8-10 hours a day. Because I was doing that album old school. The first album I did it old school because I wanted everybody to just play live. And I know that makes a mess for the engineer, but that's how I wanted to do it. And that's how we did it. And that's how I felt like we got the studio magic that, you know, you don't really get so much from overdubbing when everybody's just sitting there by themselves playing along to whatever's been recorded so far.
Yeah.
It's real hard to get it's possible, but it's just not the same synergy that you can get when everybody's playing all at once.
Yeah, it's a different feeling.
I did some of that I did a little bit of that on my Totally Average Woman album. We were actually able to play live, but in separate rooms. So we were all playing at the same time. It can be done if you got people who know what they're doing, and I'm all me. When I say you, I mean me. I'm all rehearsed, and I only need a few takes, and I don't wear myself out or wear the band out by doing it over and over. So anyway, that was a long answer. I don't even remember what the question was.
So tell us about this song. What inspired this, and what were you going for here?
Just so tired of people who don't know anything about folks who are gay, just like sticking Leviticus in their face when there's all this other stuff in Leviticus that they're violating. You know, so you either take all of Leviticus or none of Leviticus. You don't get to take the part that you're like, oh, Leviticus says you can't be gay. Well, it also says you can't touch the skin of a dead pig. So, you know, you're going to give up football? You know, it also said you can't wear cotton and polyester together. Well, it didn't say polyester because there wasn't polyester 2,000 years ago, but 4,000 years ago. But you couldn't wear mixed fabrics.
Yeah.
Right. So
is Leviticus the one that also says you left-handed people are possessed or evil? It is.
I believe
okay.
So, yes.
Because I've been searching for that. I went to a Catholic high school, and I've been searching for that clause, you know, on just when I think of it, and I haven't been able to find the exact phrasing yet, but I've been looking for it. My religion teacher in high school told us about it, and she was like one of these like really ultra religious people. You know, she actually gave 10% of her income to the church and whatnot, and she was very proud of that fact. And she said, "Did you know the left-handed people are evil?" You know, she said it smugly, like she didn't actually believe it. But I'm like, okay, so that's in there. What else is bullshit? Okay.
Math.
Math is definitely bullshit.
Shout out to Worm Quartet. But yeah, math is evil. Specifically math that uses letters. No, there's all kinds of stuff in Leviticus. It's like nobody can follow all this. And so how do you pick out what we're going to ignore and then what we're going to not ignore? And why are you telling other people how to live live their lives when, you know, nobody's got everything in their own life perfect, and who's to decide? Anyway, if you are this is how I read it, but if you are a Christian, you follow the New Testament, and Leviticus is the Old Testament. That's really the big problem there. Because the whole point of the New Testament is that it supersedes the New Testament. But now we're getting deep and nerdy on the Bible. I didn't want to get that deep and nerdy. But all I'm saying is that get the plank out of your own eye before you worry about inspecting someone else's.
Nice. Good one. My favorite example of this is some guy had that, the phrase that you're talking about, the anti-homosexual clause, tattooed on his arm. And
God, you can't have tattoos!
The very next phrase in the Bible forbids tattoos. The very next one. It's like if he had read one more line in the Bible,
I'm not even sure he read the first line.
No, I'm sure he didn't.
Just, they hear it and then, yeah, that's pretty funny.
Everything I'm hearing says it's a bad translation anyway. That it was
a man shall not lie with another man. So does that mean when you're
it was originally from what I've heard, it was originally supposed to be a man shall not lie with a young boy. And which makes sense at the time because a lot of this was directed towards the Greeks, and they had a big history of that.
Somebody should find that translation and.
It's out there.
Okay.
And please, I am not a biblical scholar. I'm not speaking with any authority. I was raised Catholic. I went to a Catholic high school, and I've kind of come to terms with all of this over the years. And I'm a comedian. Don't take me seriously.
I was just wondering if it might make sense to not have the tenets of people's entire lives be, dictated by a bunch of really ignorant people from thousands of years ago whose words have been mistranslated, and these same people also thought the earth was flat and believed in demons. Maybe not live your life by those.
To be fair, rules. A lot of people today still think the earth is flat and believe in demons, so haven't made all that much progress.
Well,
it reminds me of that joke where they said, my friends insist the earth is flat and he's going to walk to the edge of the earth to prove it, but he'll come around eventually.
To be fair, there were some cool-ass demons in Studio 666. I really liked those effects.
You should... the new song parody for Carla. He'll be coming around the planet when he comes.
So I wanted to ask...
I'm going to start the Church of Carla, and I'll tell your friend she can send her 10%.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the church.
So,
some of those demons are handsome. They you could describe their look as rakish hell.
Close enough.
Wordplay is fun.
So, we talked about the hells of digital distribution at the beginning of this show. Why was this song left off of the streaming services?
Because a lot of streaming services won't touch parodies.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a gray area. I didn't know if there was any more than that, because the service we use doesn't have any problem with parodies.
Yeah. No, just simply, I just didn't want to fight on my hands, and as Jace has clearly explained, once they decide they don't like one thing, one track, then they'll hold up the whole album over something like that. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it's a bit of a, you gotta get the actual CD, or now just buy it, get it separately.
Yeah, I feel like if we release any stuff with parodies on it, maybe we'll just bite the bullet and just check the box that's this is a cover and just take my money away.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying royalties to the original. I always do that when I do a parody. I pay royalties, and you can go through Easy Song Licensing and pay just for the digital distribution.
Yeah, I've done that in the past, and then I kind of came to the conclusion that nobody cares, so I kind of stopped. I may start doing it again, but money is not my bitch. So
I think if it's Disney, they'll care.
Yeah, certain people will care more than others. I know Prince's estate cares, and whoever...
the Eagles.
The Eagles, yeah.
Oh, the Eagles care a lot.
Yeah, they
Eagles
care a lot.
take down every parody of Hotel California, so
yes,
Insane
they do.
better watch out.
Yeah, they do. They muted my stream when I did a parody of Hotel California.
Yeah. Yep. The episode of this show got taken down off of YouTube when Hotel Constellation went up.
They're probably going to mute us just for saying the words Hotel California.
Right? Although Ian's one didn't. Dungeon Castlevania did
it's
not.
It's got 8-bit instrumentation though,
Yeah.
so maybe that helped it.
I think
Also, the titles, the 2 words of the title are neither hotel nor California. Maybe that helped.
Yeah.
No, I think the algorithm just didn't detect it because the music is different enough.
Yeah.
This is the most nerdy music business FuMPcast ever, I hope.
Maybe not.
There are
Maybe.
contenders, huh?
There are.
That's what happens.
Yeah,
when you
these
talk
conversations go into weird directions because I'm not good at interviewing people, and yet I've been doing this for, 12 years now?
and we're all a bunch of freaky artists.
Yes.
So.
We are freaks.
Yes.
I embrace it.
So, Carla, do you have anything you'd like to plug? I know you have an album.
Well, I got a live stream this Friday, 7:30 on Eastern Time. Last chance before it becomes Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Yes, it's on YouTube and Facebook, and I usually go for about 40-45 minutes, and I'll be playing a lot of songs off the album. And don't you think it's weird that when I tell you I'm going to play a song that's off the album, and then I tell you the song that's on the album, it means the same thing?
Yeah, it is.
I've never thought of that.
It is.
Inflammable means flammable?
Wait, I got something for that.
Is that a gong?
Yes.
Nice.
I want a gong.
You should get one. For moments like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use that on my live stream when I'm telling bad jokes. Sometimes a bad joke is just a deep thought disguised as comedy, you know?
Yeah.
Like that. What I just said. Or sometimes it's funny and then you get that. Because I can't actually play the drums. It's only there for that.
Every time I've ever tried to use a gong, I've just had to use a sample.
Oh. I'm not that sophisticated.
I got to play the gong in, junior high school band. That was excellent.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
It was like a big reel, decent-sized reel one, so it really had the sound to it. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Your sheet music must have had a lot of rests on it. It's not like the gong gets a big, long solo.
It's like, because I wanted to be weird and different, I wanted to be a percussion, to be a drummer, and then once I got into that, and even that was, too... Either that was still too normal for me, or my, teacher just felt like, I wasn't focused enough to, be like a lead snare drummer or whatever. So I was like, I want to play all the other weird instruments that are back here. I want to play, the bass drum and the claves and the vibroslap and the timpani and the gong and everything else back there that was weird and unusual. So
did you get to play the clappy hands?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's
yes,
the vibroslap.
I love vibroslaps. I love when Weird Al started touring and he started performing Close But No Cigar, seeing him walk out and he had the vibroslap, and I'm like, hell yeah! Woo!
That's my jam.
Luke wanted to be a one-man
solo.
Spike Jones. All right, so we're going to move on to news and tour dates and all that good stuff and talk to Jay. So you going to stick around or are you taking off?
I'm probably going to go, I got up at 5 today, so I'm probably going to go start brushing my teeth and getting flat.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we will catch you
Good to
next
see
time.
y'all.
Take care.
See ya!
The world's longest-running comedy music concert series is back.
I'm literally only here because I'm desperate for human interaction.
That is the best ad for MarsCon, the comedy music track ever.
MarsCon 2022 is taking place March 11th through 13th at the Hilton Minneapolis St. Paul Mall of America Hotel in Bloomington, Minnesota.
Yeah, I haven't performed in a year. Let's do the hard one first.
This year's event will have performances by The Great Luke Ski, Devo Spice, Insane Ian, Power Salad, Steve Goody, Versatile Fluff, Meow Meme, Rothschild, Bad Beth and Beyond, and this year's music guest of honor, TV's Kyle and Linzilla.
There's only one thing to do if you want to go moo moo moo. You do the cow.
Hopefully this year they'll remember to bring their cowbell.
I couldn't find it!
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't even have a cowbell.
It's in the closet under a bunch of plastic Japanese crap.
Worth it. For more info on MarsCon, visit marscon.org.
Do I have time for like 2 more?
I'm saying yes because I have gone mad with power.
But whether you're attending or not, you can still help out by ordering the MarsCon 2022 Comedy Music Track Fundraiser album. Available as an MP3 download for $30, it's just under 4 hours of highlights from all the live-streamed concerts from Virtual MarsCon 2021.
Wow, we're down to about 7 frames per second, if that, or...
I'll in between it later.
This year's album includes comedy music by Virtual MarsCon 2021's music guest of honor, Robbie Ellis.
We're clapping along on Zoom.
We're clapping along on Zoom.
Also included Amy Engelhart, Worm Quartet, Il Neige, Dave Stagner, Throwing Toasters, Tom Smith, and Beth Kinderman.
Thumpers assemble.
On your left!
If you'd like to hear a free 30-minute preview of the collection, there's a link to download that at our website.
You do the moisture chant so I can catch my breath.
Moisture.
You can order and download the album right now from the shop page at marsconcomedy.com.
You guys could help me fill in this Mad Lib. Somebody give me an adjective.
That's the least excited I've ever heard anyone be about an adjective.
Thanks for listening, funny music fans, and we hope to see you all at MarsCon 2022.
Good night, everybody!
Bye.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news. All right, the only news I have this week is something that actually happened last week, and I forgot to put it on my rundown, so I forgot to talk about it. It's bad news, unfortunately. We lost one of our own. Nigel McNaughton passed away last week. He was one of our biggest fans he was one of our only fans from New Zealand. And he's been a huge supporter of everything we've done. He was a level 2 subscriber pretty much from the beginning. And then in 2020... he actually asked me to keep paying for keep charging him for a level 2, but stop sending him the CDs because he wanted to keep supporting us, but he didn't want any more CDs. So we had been doing that. I don't know what the cause of death is. Nothing's been released. But his family is putting together a deck of cards that features a drawing of Nigel as the Jack of Hearts. So if you're friends with him on Facebook, you can see the post and get involved in that if you would like a copy of the deck. So we will miss you, Nigel. So that is the only bit of news we have. Luke, MarsCon, go.
Well, actually, before MarsCon, there's another bit of funny music news that made me incredibly happy. Announced just, I think it was yesterday. One of the greatest bands of comedy music history is getting their own TV show. The legendary Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem are getting their own series on Disney Plus, which will be titled The Muppets Mayhem, and apparently the overall plot of the series is they're finally going to go in and record their first album, which is really hilarious because it didn't really occur to me until I heard that premise that, like, yeah, it's like over the history of them being a thing, they've never talked about, like, any albums they've ever released. They're just always on tour. So I love the idea of, like, if this movie's going to be sort of a, I don't know if it's going to be documentary style or what, but just the notion of, like, we're finally going to wrangle the Electric Mayhem into the studio to record their first album. And I just love the premise. So I'm very psyched for it.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
So yeah, so that's coming out. I forgot if they have a date on that, but I'm assuming it'd probably be next year on Disney Plus. So it just makes me happy whenever I hear they're doing anything new. Then the last thing they did with the Muppets was Muppet Haunted Mansion, which was brilliant and amazing. And one of the guys who's kind of become the de facto leader of the Muppets over at Disney is Bill Beretta, who performs Pepe and Bobo the Bear and stuff. He's been around since the 90s. And he wrote, I think he might have also directed Muppets Haunted Mansion, and he's one of the main writer people behind this series. And I know there's other people behind the series too who are comedy creatives that are also Muppet fans. So it's just like it's so cool that it's like the fanboy in me always wants there to be more and more and more, but there's only it's not like It's like there's only certain people that can do these specific jobs, you know? It's not like you can make, like, you know, 3 Star Wars animated series and a whole bunch of MCU stuff over here with these people. It's like no, there's like literally like 6 people who can only do so much. Some of them are old and, you know, can't, you know, be racking themselves, you know, but whatever. The point is that they're back and they're doing something, and it's I have to assume it's going to have a lot of excellent music in it, you know, hopefully of the comedy variety. So anyway, MarsCon, let me get back over to the website here. I want to let everyone know that you know, I am not for reasons of I don't want to put the extra work in, and also of, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, the fairy godmother of comedy hip hop comes down and grants a wish so that Devo Spice can actually make it. But I haven't made any efforts to remove Devo Spice from the schedule for that reason, and again for the reason of me being, you know, not wanting to give more work for myself. So if things happen the way we assume they're going to happen at this point, and there is no Devo Spice concert, what we're going to do instead is Kyle and I are going to get up and do a half-hour segment for Kyle and Luke Talk About Tunes, where we'll basically just take questions from the audience and, you know, have discussions and whatever for a half hour, and we hope and assume it'll be funny and wacky and interesting. So, you know, that's what we're going to do. So that's that thing. And I guess the other big thing to report, just want to throw a reminder out there that Sunday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. following my concert will be the Dumb Parody Ideas contest, where people will be competing for bragging rights and the golden spatula. Ian will be hosting it. I will be the initial judge, narrowing things down so that we can, you know, get it down to our finalists and then have the audience pick the winner, etc. So don't forget about that. Start coming up with your ideas and jotting down things on a list, and we'll be, you know, taking people's names and getting them signed up there when we do the thing. And of course, the big news is, since last Thursday, what is the status of the fundraiser? Well, thanks to a bunch of people, but a few in particular, very generous donors who decided to go for, you know, the big amount and get the whole collection from past years, we have surpassed our second stretch goal, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent.
We are actually $189.84 past the second stretch goal, which means that money that money is going to go towards covering the Table 27 fees for MarsCon 2023, because we used the money we made last year to cover this year's table fees in advance. So now we're kind of, you know, paying it forward, so to speak, by like, oh, now that we have this extra money, we can get next year's Table 27 fees taken care of, and that'll help out next year's funds. And anything else that comes in will just go towards, you know, generally helping out the comedy music tracks. So you can still order all of, you can still order the Concerts of 2021 collection for the MarsCon 2022 comedy music track fundraiser at MarsConComedy.com. Go to the shop page where you can order that. I'm currently updating the shop page, and something went wonky with like the HTML code, and now I have to go back and like fix a bunch of stuff, but it's still there. You can still do it. It's fine. And there's also the past fundraisers page where you can look at the list of all of the previous tracks, the previous year's album tracks, if you want to order any of those individually, or if you want to get the whole shebang and get access to all 15 collections for $200, which is like over 59 hours of content, which has very little repetition in it of material. So, shout out to, in particular, some of our over-the-top donors included Ken Sherlock, so thank you, Ken. Brian Ducker, as well as Eric Ray and Matt Tesauro. So thank you all so much. Plus, I was people have bought stuff on Bandcamp as well from my Bandcamp page, which I said was going towards this as well. So I made about another $100 or so off of that. So thank you to everyone who bought stuff there as well. I'm yawning so much, and I'm sorry. So yeah, but it's been a great success. It feels good when after a whole lot of grueling effort and like, why am I making these promos? Does anyone even listen to them? Does anyone even look at them online? For the thing to actually work and be successful is like, oh wow, that's an interesting feeling when something I did actually resulted in something positive. Wow. So I am appreciative to all of you for helping us reach our goals so that none of the folks coming in from far out of town need to pay for their hotel rooms, including me. So there we go. Yeah. And that is all the news I have, Mr. Devo Spice. Just obviously follow both me, the Great Luke Ski, and the MarsCon comedy track on Facebook and on Twitter and stuff. And once the concerts are happening, I'll be sending out the links to remind people, hey, tune in because blah blah concerts are happening, so that you can listen from home and watch from home all weekend long at the FuMP's Twitch page, which is THE_FUMP, and also DementiaRadio.org for the audio. Yeah. Okay, now I'll shut up.
All right, tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody. On Tuesdays online, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On Thursdays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel. On the 11th in New Hope, Pennsylvania, Larry Tritel. On the 11th online, Carla Ulbrich. The 11th through the 13th in Minneapolis, Minnesota, MarsCon.
Hooray!
The 11th and 12th in Medford, Oregon, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. The 15th in, Snohomish, Washington, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction, and the 18th and 19th in Richland, Washington, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. Birthdays coming up on Friday the 11th. Derwood Bowen. Happy birthday, Derwood.
Yay, Derwood.
Yeah, listen to Derwood's music, by the way.
Yes.
Is he still making stuff? I haven't heard anything from him in a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And his stuff since, 2015 has been really, really good. I legitimately love it.
Cool. All right, Jace, you posted a song.
Yes.
Give us a quick intro. We'll give it a listen.
Yeah. So this is a song off the new Nuclear Bubble Wrap album, Problematic, and it's our kind of play on the Vaporwave genre.
All right, here is Eternal Shopping Mall by Nuclear Bubble Wrap.
Choosing comes back to me, losing with the smell.
Very cool, and one of the trippiest videos I've ever seen.
Oh, you were playing the video?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The video is cool. The video is done by Angel Mark Lloyd, who is herself a Vaporwave artist, and also is our mastering engineer for like 90% of the Needle Juice catalog.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Eternal Shopping Mall.
Yeah, the Eternal Shopping Mall is... So, Vaporwave is a genre of music that's been rising in popularity since 2014 or so. Starting with... well, I'm not going to say this is the first Vaporwave album ever made, but the genre was popularized by an album called Floral Shop by an artist named Macintosh Plus, which... the big viral song from it was a track where they took the Diana Ross song "It's Your Move" and they slowed it down a bunch. And it's pretty much just like that song slowed down a whole lot. But people kind of caught onto the aesthetic of it, and they were like, like there's something really nostalgic about like hearing this song just like slowed down in this way. It kind of like feels like you're like wandering through like some sort of nightmarish dystopian capitalist hellscape shopping mall in the 80s or something. So like the Vaporwave genre is basically a thing where people take mostly 80s music, not all the time, but mostly 80s music, and slowing it down, chopping it up, sampling it in order to create this kind of dystopian sounding thing.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So this song is kind of a play on that, and the lyrics actually contain lots of references to Vaporwave artists, Vaporwave albums, all sorts of stuff, and
none of which I get because this is the first I'm hearing of it. So
right. It's a little bit of
I'm old.
Of an online internet culture thing, but yeah, that's basically what it was, and I decided to post it because this is I realized that I hadn't posted a song since actually getting the vinyl in hand. The vinyl of Problematic exists.
It does.
After over a year of delays. So I figured that maybe I should like promote it in some way. So now you can see that it's very pretty and colorful.
Nice, excellent.
Yeah. So and one thing that I really regret about this album, aside from all the drama involving the mixing of it, is that I posted like more than half of these songs already over the course of like 3 years on the FuMP.
Yeah.
But all of the versions I posted over the last 3 years are shitty, terrible, awful mixes with fake drums. So I was really sad that I was running out of songs on this album to even post. But I really wanted to get one more in.
Yeah, that's a thing that we all struggle with, is like, I've got all these songs, but people already have them. I want to put out an album, but I don't want it to be all the stuff. Yeah, but not only do they already have them,
they already had, like, really shitty versions of them. So that's my problem. I'm gonna try to be better about not posting songs until they're actually done. And then I will avoid that in the future.
Yeah, I keep saying, like, I have all these ideas for songs. I keep saying I'm going to write and record them and keep them, just keep them in my pocket until, I'm ready to release an album, and I never do.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, because you want that instant gratification of posting a song and having people respond to it. It's really, really hard to, like, keep an album's worth of songs like under wraps for like years and years,
Yeah, the really hard thing is I was, this marketing course I took on marketing talks about an album release, and they say the album needs to be done and in hand for 6 months before the release date. Like you have to have the CDs in hand for 6 months.
And in the real music industry, like when you're dealing with PR cycles and everything, I
was like, I don't know if I could sit on an album for 6 months and not sell it. And like, I can go to a show and sell it, and I'm not supposed to. What do I do?
It's the label's job to use those 6 months to drum up a PR campaign. And all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm slowly getting better at marketing. Still suck at it, but I sucking just a little bit less.
Well, you're good enough at it that the FuMP has lasted all of this time.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's because it's designed to be profitable, if not very.
Yeah.
This is the way we operate. We can operate on a very slim budget.
Yeah.
So, all right. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah. Well, I did want to mention that I wish I could be at the Logan Awards, but I can't because I'm actually going to Julia's sister Brianna's wedding.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be a fun time.
That's a good excuse. That's fine. You're allowed.
Yeah. But I really wanted to go to MarsCon this year.
You should have told her to have the wedding at MarsCon. I mean, Sarah isn't.
So, Well, Florida. I have to travel to Florida for this. So I'll be even in the more opposite direction. But yeah, like the Logan Awards is especially exciting for me because I menacingly judged all of your music.
So did I.
Yeah, which was a really fun time. I actually really enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, I did too. It was my first time being a juror, and I liked it.
Yeah, and even possibly got a Needlejuice artist on board, a new Needlejuice artist on board over it. So
nice. That's cool.
Very possibly, potentially. So that was a lot of fun. I really can't wait. If MarsCon is being live streamed, I will be watching it as much as I can. And
indeed, it will.
Yeah, good. So I'm excited for the Logan Awards ceremony and all that stuff.
So does MarsCon have their own Twitch channel, or is it going to be streamed on this channel?
Well, see, last year when they did MarsCon via the virtual version, they set up their own specific YouTube channel for the MarsCon main stage, and I haven't heard anything about them bringing that back, which I think they should, because I think we got about at least 500 viewers last year being over on YouTube. So, I would have put more effort into finding out about that if I weren't already scraping, my, empty jar of of effort juice with a spoon. Like, I just need this much more effort to do things. So yeah. So as far as I know, we're streaming it over, the FuMP's Twitch channel, and if MarsCon gets that YouTube thing happening, I'll let everybody know about it. But I'm assuming it's probably just going to be on the Twitch channel and on Dementia Radio for the audio.
Okay, cool.
Cool. I'll plug Problematic is the new album. You can get it at the Nuclear Bubble Wrap Bandcamp, or you can get it at needlejuicerecords.com. You can get it on vinyl, CD, tape, digital download, all that stuff. Let's see. The probably the other biggest Needlejuice related thing is that we are reissuing Dinosaur Orchestra by Lemon Demon. I don't think I've been on the podcast since that has gone up. But Dinosaur Orchestra is the Lemon Demon album that contains the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. So nice. Kind of a big deal. Which, of course, that was the #1 song on Dr. Domino in 2006. Indeed it was. Also, a mega smash viral hit across the entire internet. This is a little kind of a secret thing that Dr. Domino kind of spilled the beans about this on Facebook the other day. But Needlejuice is currently working on reissues of Tom Lehrer and Napoleon the 14th.
Nice.
Wow. That's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good catches.
Yes. I'm very, very excited for both of these things.
Excellent. Congratulations. That's huge. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So let's do some feedback.
Tom Lehrer covered in vaporware.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, you know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Lee, let's sing a song about Lee, let's sing a song about Lee, you're testing my ADD.
Eclectic Lee wrote, I presume Devo will ask Carla whether holding back from the Bible from streaming services was a voluntary act or not, but just in case, here's a reminder. Does this make the FuMP an online safe space for comedy musicians? Well, it's kind of always has been. With rare exceptions, we don't tell our artists what they can and can't post. At least the auxiliary ones. Jace was one of those rare exceptions.
Yes. I will forever be a little bit salty.
Yeah, sorry. There was behind-the-scenes drama that I'm not even sure you know about that led to that decision.
Yeah, not particularly, but maybe one day I'll get to know the story.
I'll tell you after the show.
Yeah, I want to hear it too because I can't remember what it is.
Okay. And that's all we have for feedback for this week. So,
well, alrighty then.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. Tomorrow's song is by Amy Englehart.
Yay!
And Tuesday's song is by Insane Ian.
Yeah.
And we are scheduled to have a bonus Steve Goody song on Sunday, but it's not posted yet, so yeah, maybe not. We'll see.
Steve.
He'll record it at his concert on Saturday.
Make songs faster, Steve.
He probably will. I don't have a topic decided for this week's playlist topic, so do either of you have a suggestion?
I think I already... Yeah, let's see.
There's a lot of talk about nerdy music business stuff, so maybe you could do something with that.
Nerdy music. I don't think I've done that yet. We can,
or the music business.
Yeah. Specifically
music business.
Well, how stupid digital distribution is, I guess.
I don't think we have enough songs to cover that, but we definitely have nerdy music covered. All right. Carla Ulbrich is at carlau.com and carlaulbrich.bandcamp.com. Jace, plug yourself one more time.
NuclearBubbleWrap.com, Nuclear Bubble Wrap Bandcamp, NeedleJuiceRecords.com, all three of those things.
All right, and be sure to tune into the MarsCon stream this weekend. I sure as hell will be. And let's
get like I said before, follow both myself, that would be the Great Luke Ski, and MarsCon Comedy Music Track, which at most places is at MarsCon Comedy. Follow us on the social medias, and I will be, once concerts get going, I'll be sending off reminders like, hey, tune in, and sending off the links to DementiaRadio.org and to the Twitch stream for the FuMP, which is, our channel is THE_FUMP. And subscribe to that channel, because then me and Devo get money, I think.
We do.
So, yeah, all that. And the schedule is up, listing off things in the Central Time Zone at MarsConComedy.com, so you can find out when everyone's performing and everything like that. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski, and then there's Jace.
Yeah.
Look at our colors of hair.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
I'll have a beer blue, a MarsCon, we without you.